What's up, y'all? We're back, and of course, been pretty interesting Monday to say the least. As got a couple of things I want to talk about, and we're gonna kick that off with AEW. Actually, now I've actually been playing catch up over the last few days between everything from Wrestle Dream all the way up until this last Saturday night's Collision, which I am currently still working through right now, but nonetheless, I gotta say, I gotta talk about AEW specifically for a moment, just for the fact that there are an awful lot of things going on with this that I've gotta say I'm nothing but happy to see right now. From obviously the recent debut of Bobby Lashley, and of course all the things going on surrounding world champion Jon Moxley and his gang, which were, I guess we'll call the faction formerly known as BCC. And of course, if nothing else, I think it's just getting better from here. We're just hitting the tip of the iceberg, if nothing else. But really and truly, the biggest thing that I think about when I see everything that's been going on with AEW, it's just something about it that I've said before. Everything's going the right direction. Of course, you've got Ricochet going in on a big storyline, going after the international title against Konosuke Takeshita, and he's got a tag match against Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher, the new and improved Kyle Fletcher, this Wednesday night on Dynamite with a mystery partner, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But to me, I gotta say that it's getting back to what I think what I feel like we've been accustomed to enjoy about AEW specifically, and I just can't wait to see what it's going to be like. But it's really going to be interesting to see it this Wednesday, just given the fact that they're going to be going head-to-head with NXT once again, with the election coming tomorrow and everything. But all in all, I gotta think that, there's just a lot of reason that things are just, again, going in the correct direction, and I just can't say enough about that. I'm very, very pleased with everything that I've seen so far in recent weeks, and with that in mind, I mentioned the tag match, mystery partner, Donovan Dijak, or maybe, I know that it's going to be in Dijak's hometown. I'm not 100% on where exactly that is, but it is where AEW is going to be airing from, which, again, I forgot where that's at. Of course, he talks about being a 26-minute drive away. I'm just finding it interesting that he hasn't already been signed somewhere to begin with. TNA, NWA, MLW, hell, even AEW for that matter. I think there are a lot of things that you can do with a guy like Dijak, and especially just for the fact that he's got history with Ring of Honor. I don't know where that wouldn't make him an instant fit right there, but if nothing else, I would like to think sooner or later he would actually get picked up. I would, again, feel as though AEW makes the most sense, but I guess, long story short, it would be really cool to see him on Dynamite this Wednesday, and maybe we'll see where it goes from there. But nonetheless, Donovan Dijak, amongst so many others, as we carry on here, that are definitely no longer with WWE, and now he's available. And it turns out that, of course, in 90 days, or within that, rather, Nixon Newell, or Tegan Knox, as if you will, formerly of WWE, is going to be available within 90 days, and of course, she's got her pick of the litter as to where she can go, anywhere from TNA, of course, AEW. I don't think either way she can really go wrong. It's going to be really, really interesting to see where she chooses, because this picture right here is actually a part of the post that she put on Twitter, talking about the 90 days that she'll be waiting to become available. I kind of find it interesting if her, maybe even Indy Hartwell, go to TNA. I think the Knockouts division would be really, really good for them. We've got Lei Xing Lee, formerly Xia Li of WWE, who is actually coming out red hot right now. Of course, you got Ash by L against the former Dana Brooke, and you know, a host of others. And of course, interestingly enough, we've got Jordan Grace that's going to be on NXT this Wednesday. But more than anything else for me, I think these would be ideal moves for TNA because, I mean, it would be a great place for them to build themselves up one way or another, so that after a few years or so, if they're not still being prominently booked with TNA, or if they've done everything they could with TNA, they could ultimately maybe go back to WWE, or maybe even show up in AEW, and they'll have some significant momentum, i.e., swear I hate when I want to struggle with names on this. Deonna Purrazzo and, oh my god, I can't believe them. Taya Valkyrie, there we go. Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie are a couple of great examples. They're being booked very prominently in a duet or a duo storyline that they have going right now, which I can't wait to see where the way that picks up. I mean, you have Taya over here beating people up because Stokely Hathaway's over here instigating shit, but you know, for me, I think that would be an ideal direction for someone like a Nixon Newell, and maybe even an Indy Hartwell, should she decide to go that direction. And I gotta imagine in a few years you're gonna hear the same thing about Ash by Elegance, Lei Xing Lee, amongst so many others. I mean, it's just been remarkable what has happened with TNA, the Knockouts division, and everything that's come with that. So we'll see in about a few months, and looking forward to the best, I guess. So with that in mind, final topic, another, I guess, free agent. I don't know. Not real sure anymore, but Becky Lynch, a lot of people were convinced that she was going to be coming back. I said sometime in the last couple of months, over the course of, I don't know how much time, but either way, I had pointed out that when Seth Rollins returned, which has been a couple of weeks now, if Becky wasn't with him, chances are she could end up in AEW in 2025. I'm going to stand by that just slightly, because I do feel like that there is going to be a bit more of a connection for Becky to stay with WWE, and I could see that ending up being the case. But at the same time, you got Jonathan Coachman over here. Why anyone would rely on Jonathan Coachman for any information is beyond me. But apparently he has it on good authority that she wanted $2 million a year. WWE said no to that, but not only is that not true, but Sean Ross Sapp has actually also pointed out that if $2 million a year was something that Becky wanted, WWE would have done that slam dunk. Okay. Now, in the event that Tony Khan should decide to offer her, say, upwards of $3, maybe $4 million a year, how much does that change things? Now, those are things that are yet to be determined, but one way or another, I just find it hilarious that of all things, Jonathan Coachman is even being mentioned in any of this. But more than anything else, of course, Becky has been taking time away, being a mother, and you gotta respect that, if nothing else. I feel like she deserves it. I mean, she really deserves to be able to do anything that she wants at this point, and it really doesn't even matter which direction that she goes. It's just a matter of time, and that was the reason I wanted to talk about AEW also earlier, is because in the event that she should go, I think it's been proven, especially with Ricochet, that it's not such a step down. And hell, Ricochet himself has proven that it's not, because he's making the most of it from what I've seen. And I just don't see where it doesn't get better from here, but that's just me on that one. And I'll go ahead and leave it at that. With that in mind, y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe if y'all enjoy, and then of course if y'all are new. And with that in mind, I am A&J, and of course there will be more.